Hello, I'm Ming Kuan Lin. In this video, we will introduce our group project, which is a crunch holder made by 3D printer. In order to use 3D printer in the USF, all our members had 3D printing training in the school. And we will tell you about how we design the project. And I will tell you about how I use Sharp 3D in my iPad to draw the structure of our design. Then we will show our prototype and introduce how we can settle our crunch holder in the wheelchair and how can it help disabled people make their life better. Our project is inspired by people sitting in a wheelchair who need to hold the crunches. As a picture, some disability need to hold their cane by hand while sitting in a wheelchair. It's really inconvenient for them. Recently, my aunt had surgery on her knee. She also told me about this problem. So we decided to make a can holder set it in the wheelchair to free their hands. My aunt sent me her wheelchair and crutches so that we can measure the circumference of the round tube on the wheelchair. We also went to OUC Medical Supply to measure different brands of wheelchair circumference. We did a lot of measuring, and we also surf in the internet to collect the data.
As we've been mentioned, we are inspired to do this project by those reasons Ming Kuan Lin just mentioned. So, however, we need some measurements before we start to design our holder. And first of all, the first problem came to our mind is about the crutches. So, the different crutches might have different circumference. If there are different circumference for crutches, we need our holder to fit for most of the crutches. So after we collect a lot of information from the website, we found that most of the crutches have the similar round tube, which is approximately equal to 2.83 inches. The round bottom for the crutches is approximately equal to 4.75 inches. And secondly, as you can see in the picture on this slide, is wheelchair, and there are two places where we want to attach our upper holder, and there are two places where we want to attach our lower holder. So therefore, we need to measure the circumference of the round tube on the wheelchair, and we found that it is approximately equal to 2.8 inches. And also, we need some of the formulations such as the circumference of circle and the circular segment formulation, which are shown on this slide. And we need this formulations to calculate the accurate number for our holder. And this is our final design on the software on the 3D shop. And you can see on the left hand side in the picture is our bottom holder, and the right picture is our upper holder. And the next slide, you can see on this on this slide, this two picture is our printed final design. And left hand side, as I said, it is the bottom holder, and the right picture it is the upper holder. And the bottom holder, the length of the bottom holder is approximately equal to 5.1 inches, and the upper holder is approximately equal to 4.8 inches. And now I will let Ming Kuan Lin to explain how we design the holder with the 3D software and what's the problem we face for designing the holder and how we conquer those problems.
So now I will introduce how I use Sharp 3D in my iPad. I drew different sketches. There are several different kinds of design. I want to use different mechanisms to find the best way to tie it on the different sides of round tube. As you can see, we can use this function to draw the 3D model. In the very beginning, we think we can attach this model to the wheelchair, but after that, we found even the circumference is correct here, but the length here is too short, so it cannot click on the wheelchair. And finally, we found the perfect design for our project. Because we want to use the screw, so we need to make a hole for the screw. And the circumference here is perfect for every wheelchair. Actually, it's the first time making the 3D model for 3 of us. There are some problems happened. After we print our first model, we found that the scales are different between Flash print and Sharp 3D due to file conversion. We need to convert STL file to GX file. Then we use the Flash Forge Finder to print our stuff. The first model printed was extremely small, like 2 millimeter, although the length is 12 centimeter in my iPad. It cannot even be printed out, so we spent some time to figure out how to fix this problem. And fortunately, we tried proportional zoom the size, and it can print the correct model that we want. And this is some failed model we made. In the following video, Yang will show you how to settle our crunch holder on the wheelchair.
So now I'm going to introduce how to add our crunch holders onto this wheelchair. So basically, our crunch holders has 2 components. The first one is lower crunch holder, and the second one is upper crunch holder. Start to add the lower crunch holder on the wheelchair. So I'm gonna to start to add the crunch holder at this position of the wheel. As you can see, there are some small holes on the crunch holder. This is designed for the nail. So step through the nail from the small hole and use the nail head to squeeze the nail. So next, use another nail to step through another hole. Then use the nail head to squeeze the nail again. So next, I'm going to combine the upper crunch holder on this position of the wheelchair. Same as adding the lower crunch holder, where I'm doing the same thing. Step through a nail and squeeze this nail. Step another nail and squeeze it again. Okay, next, I'm going to put this crunch on these holders. As you can see, the crunch is successfully lying on the holders. Maybe you notice that we choose these positions to add our crunch holder. This is because of the gravity. As you can see, because of gravity, the crunch could lie on the holders and the wheelchair. It could enhance the stability for the crunch holders and the crunch. Due to the pandemic, we can't find a volunteer to try this crunch holder, so our team members will try that.
Simple but helpful is our goal to make this product. Thank you very much.